Alright, so this video is going to cover this string activity 1 worksheet. We're going to look at strings, the dot at, dot size, and we'll look at the dot size minus 1 functions. So a string is a sequence of characters used to represent any type of data that contains text, such as names, addresses, warning, messages, etc. So literally it's anything that you put inside of quotes. So right here I got my str a string, and it says AP Computer Science students rock. So first thing I tell kids when the students, when they've got a string, put lines above your string. Okay, draw lines in between each character of your string, and then put an index position above it starting at 0. So I've got lines in between each of my characters in this AP Computer Science students rock string. And so we just put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's 10. I actually don't put 10, 11, 12. I actually just put 0, 1, 2, 3. But since this is the first time you've seen this, this is kind of how we start off with. So once we have this set up, we need to determine a few different things. We need to determine the first index, what's at position 0. We got to look at the size, and we got to do size minus 1. So the first index position, which is at 0, is equivalent to this character A right here. Okay, and the size of this is 33 characters long. Now remember, we started at 0, so the last index position here in K is 32, but it has 33 characters or index positions in it, so the size is 33. And you might want to know size minus 1 is 32, so you might just want to be able to get that last one and not have to worry about, anything outside of our string. Okay, so the reason why you want to know the size, because we're always going to use loops. They're kind of like arrays. We want to loop through each character or in each index position. So like right here, let's say we've got name AP Computer Science. We start at 0. Is 0 less than the size? Yes. And then we do I++. So then we could display what's at position 0 right here. And then 1, 2, 3, so on. Or we could do it where we do I is less than or equal to the size minus 1. That'd be fine. Okay, but where students could get into trouble and have an out of range error would be if they try to do I is less than or equal to size but without the minus 1, because then that would include what's outside the string, so you don't want to do that. Okay, so let's do this right here. So again, I'm not going to put, if I wrote this on the board, I would put so let me look at this. So this is Courier 11. I gotta change that to Courier 11 so that each one is the same size, and then that goes over. Do this real quick. Should just go over exactly. There we go. Now everything lines up. So we got 9, 10, so that's So see how I just do that? Instead of writing 20 out, I just got a 0 there. So this would be 19, 20, and 21. Okay, so what's that? The first value is E. Okay, what's the value of the size? The size is 1, 2. So it's always one more than the last one, so it's 22. But what's the size minus 1? It's 21. Okay. I can do the same thing here. Do this. Alright, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 54. So what's that? Position 0, it's a 5. So the size is 55. The size minus 1 is 54. Okay. So that's all pretty easy, but these are the different, just, at the start, the different functions that you'll need to be able to loop through your strings, okay? And then figure out what set position, whatever. We'll look at the rest in this string too. The other ones that are important. So right here, string 2, we're going to look at the find and the substring. So let's say we have our name, Peyton Manning. Okay, again, I put the lines in between and I write out their index position. So we want to find where the uppercase M starts right here, okay? And so what the find function does is it finds the M inside our name. It finds the first occurrence of it and it returns the index position. So the index position is at 7, so it would display 7. Okay. So find returns the index number of the first character found. If the character is not found, it returns -1. Or in C++, it is. Let me look this up just real quick. Okay, sorry. This dot find, if the character is not found, it actually returns the string npos, okay, npos, and I think that's not in the position, but it's just not, it doesn't find it. Now, I originally put -1 down because that's what they do in Java, and it actually does -1 in Visual Basic, but you really kind of just want to use this instead of -1, I think, because I think different compilers treat it differently. So npos, if it doesn't find it, it will return that -1 in the Visual Studio, but it might not do it in a different compiler or a different environment. So you really just want to do this string ::npos. Okay. So let's look at the substring. So right here we got substring xy. It returns the values from position starting at x with a length of y. And then if you just have one parameter, it returns the value from the position starting at x to the end of the string. Okay, so 4, 4, it would start at 4, and then it would go, okay, then we go 4 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be on space M. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 8 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it would start at 4 and then go 8 characters. So on Manny would display. Now 4 to 20. Now there aren't 20 characters here. So if this is greater than the number of characters in your string, it would just go to the end of the string. Now in Java, that would give you an index out of bounds error or a range out of bounds error, but in C++, it just goes to the end. If there's just one parameter, it's substring, so 7 would just give me position 7 all the way to the end, so it'd be Manning. So let's do this. So for this one, let's see here. I am going to actually just type this out in. It says, what is the length of the string? So usually in class what we would do is I'd give students what are they called, Scrabble board pieces, and they would grab their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they grab their 9 letters and put them here just so that they have something in front of them that they can see and touch, and it's a little bit more interactive than just watching the videos or just me telling them to write a letter in here. So but what I'll do is I'm going to just create a string. I'm going to do string and call it str equals ABCDEF. ABCDEF. I think that's 9. Let's do our index. Index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So that's how you would define your string. So let's see what we got here. It says, what is the length of your string? So number 1, we do cout. Length, or when you see length, really you want to think of size, because that's the name of the function. So do str dot size. Okay, and we can run this thing and just look at it. So the size is 9. Number 2, what is the index of the first character of the string? So cout, so first character. So that would be what? str dot at 0 and L. And then what's the next one, so I don't have to keep going back? What is the index of the last character? So number 3, cout. So last character, str dot at, and then would be what? str dot size -1. And L. Sorry, I had my kid run in, so let's look at this. So we got the first and last characters. Alright, so A and then I. Alright, so first character A, last character I. So we just do the size -1. So the size is 9, -1 is what's in position 8. So that's that I for the last one. Okay. 4. What is the relationship between the length of your string and the index of the last character Well, that's easy. That's just the 4. It's just the so what's the relationship between the last character? Sorry, what is the relationship between the length of the string? So the length is 9, and the index of the last character. So 9 minus 1 would be 8. So what's in position 8? That's the last character, I, right there. Okay. So 5. Declare a string named word and assign it the value of your string. I already did that up here. So I don't know, I'll do it again right here and just comment it out. Okay. 6, what is, no, mine is called string, so I'm just going to keep like that, but I'll copy that. C out, and then we'll do, what, str. So, and also do, so starting at 2, so it'd be C, and then it's what, 5 characters long, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be C, D, E, F, G. Okay, let's look at that. Just make sure and test it. C, D, E, F, G. Okay. So 7. What is word find A? If you do not have an A, use another vowel. Okay, so C out. Shoot. It's not word, it's str. str. And L. Alright, so should find A at 0. Now there may be an uppercase, yeah, okay, so we don't have an uppercase A, so we're gonna do lowercase a. Okay. Should return position 0, okay, which it does. Alright, my kid got, started coming in, asking me a question. Okay, so there we go. Let's see this. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Must be the... Let's see here. I don't know. It doesn't like this quote within quote stuff. To look that up at some point. Why is that not? Let's see there. There we go. So now what would be good then too would be move this A around and see where it goes. So that would be in position 6 now. So just to play with it, we've got A, now it returns position 6. Okay. Alright, 8. What is word substring 4? Okay, so I'll change this. Oh, I'll keep it there. It doesn't really matter. So if I do cout str.substring 4, and then str.substring 4. So 4 would be what? This FGAHI. So FGAHI. Okay, those all look good. Okay, 9. Write a statement that will create a new string that contains the first 3 letters and the last 2 letters. So first 3, last 2. So we could do what? 9. So we could do string, and I'm just going to say new string equals the str dot substring. So 0 in the first 3, and then plus, and then I could do dot substring, and then the last 2 is position 7 and 8. So I'll just do 7 and 8, and we could do a cout, the new string, and then what? New string, and L. Let's make these and L right there. Okay, so 0 to 3 is B, C, D, so those are 3, and then the last 2, H and I. Okay, so number 10, we got a few more left, almost done. So it says write a code segment to remove, is there anything after? Okay, so 10. Write a code segment to remove all of the letter A's from your string. If you don't have an A, use a different vowel. Okay, so this is where I'm going to use this NPOS thing for you guys. So we actually have to find it. It says write a code segment. Okay, so we're going to remove all the A's from here. All right. So we actually need to find where the A exists. And then what we do is we do, so the A would exist here. So we would do 0 to where it exists. And then we would do the 2 afterwards. Okay. So we would do, we're going to create a, let me think about this. We're going to create, no, we're going to recreate the string. So we'll say, while str dot find, we want to find our A, okay? So while it's not equal to our string NPOS, meaning it finds it. If it doesn't find it, it gets out of the while loop. Okay. Then we'll say str is equal to the str dot substring 0 to str dot find A. So it will find it at 6. So it will go 0 to, and then it finds it at 6. So 0 to 6 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it does B, C, D, E, F, G right here. And then we would do plus str dot substring, where we str dot find it. We got to find it again. Find at A plus 1. So it finds it at 6, and then we add 1, and so this becomes 7. So we go 7 on. Okay. So then let's do a cout without A's. str. Okay, now we could put more than one in there because we would want to do it each time. So we could say A. You know, I'm putting a bunch in there. But it rebuilds it each time without my A's. Okay. Okay, so that would remove, and you saw it right there, like it has B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, but it has no A's in there, okay? Alright. Now this is kind of difficult to think through, but again, you're finding if there's an A in there, then go in here and you're rebuilding the string and you're finding 0 to where the A is right before it, and then you're taking that section of the string, and then you're taking the section after the string to the end, and you're rebuilding your string, and then you'll just do this each time, okay? Alright, so anyway, 11. Alright, 11 says write a code segment to display your string backwards. For instance, if your sequence of characters reads, okay, so now we'll just do this backwards. So in order to do it backwards, we've got to do our loop. So we would say int I equals, now we want the last character, so we do str.size -1, and we would say I is greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus, and then just see out str.at, and then position I. Okay, so that would do everything backwards, and then right here I'm going to do a cout and L. Okay, so what we got here. So remember, this is what we changed it to. We removed all the A's, and so we got IHG, FED, CB. Okay, so that does it backwards. So we take the last character position and we just run a loop through it. All right. And 12, last one. It says write a code segment that counts the number of consonants and the number of vowels in your string. Alright, so that's not very difficult either. So we'll do a for loop. We'll do int I equals 0. I is less than the str.size I plus plus. And we would just do if statements here. So if str.at I is equal to A, or str.at I is equal to E. I'm going to just copy and paste this stuff right here. AEI O U, and let's just say Y will also be, we'll consider that a consonant or a vowel, sorry. So if that's true, then we'll say vowels plus plus, and I need to find my int vowels equal to 0 and int consonants equal to 0. Okay, so if they're a vowel, then I add my vowel, else I do my consonants plus plus. Okay, and then I can do my cout vowels, Alright, so run that. So vowels are 2, consonants 6. So in here we got 1, 2 with the I and the E. Consonants 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I believe this video is over. So I just threw the answers down there. That's funny, I still have my Java answer, so if you slowed the video down, you could kind of compare the C++ answers and see the differences and do the Java answers. And it's really just the same. It's real. Java and C++ are really close because Java was built off of C++. So anyway, this video is done.